Well, good morning. You're watching the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha television. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor with you. Now, Utkal derailment continues to be our top focus. Now, action has been taken against 8 railway officials. This after it emerged that negligence likely caused the derailment. We'll continue tracking all those developments and much more in this bulletin. Let us start with the headlines. Action against 8 railway officials after Utkal Express derailment. Death toll rises to 22. Commissioner Railway Safety to begin probe today. Bihar and Uttar Pradesh continue to battle grim flood situation. 253 people killed in Bihar, 69 in Uttar Pradesh. President Ramnath Goenka to visit a border town of Leh to present President's colours to Ladakh Scouts Regimental Centre. Terror cell behind Spain attacks collected 120 gas canisters, were planning more vehicle attacks. Canisters found at the house used by the cells. And India beat Sri Lanka by 9 wickets in the first of 5-match ODI series in Dambulla. Shikhar Dhawan hits 11th ODI 100. Our top story this morning, the Indian Railways has acted against its officials following the Utkal train derailment in Muzaffarnagar in Uttar Pradesh. Now, 3 top officials, including a secretary-level railway board official, have been sent to leave. 4 other officials have been suspended and 1 has been transferred. Now, the action against the 8 officers came after the Railway Ministry indicated that negligence could be the reason for the derailment, in which 22 people lost their lives and 156 others were injured. The Railway Ministry has ordered a probe by Commissioner and Railway Safety into the accident. The probe begins today into factors including sabotage, technical lapse or manual fault. Now, the train, which was on its way from Puri in Odisha to Haridwar in Uttarakhand, had 23 coaches, of which 13 derailed at Katauli in Uttar Pradesh. Railway Minister Suresh Prabhu had directed Railway Board Chairman to fix responsibility on prima facie evidence. The Railway Police has also lodged an FIR under sections that include mischief, causing destruction of railway property, causing death by negligence, causing grievous hurt, endangering life and personal safety.
इसकी इंक्वायरी ऑर्डर कर दी गई है। कमिश्नर रेलवे सेफ्टी जो नॉर्दर्न सर्कल के हैं मिस्टर पाठक, वो कल से इसकी इंक्वायरी शुरू कर देंगे और जब वो कमिश्नर रेलवे सेफ्टी इंक्वायरी करते हैं जो कि सिविल एविएशन मंत्रालय के अंदर में आते हैं, तो वो सारे तथ्यों को ध्यान में लाते हैं। हर तरह की डिटेल्ड एनालिसिस करी जाती है, इन्वेस्टिगेशंस किए जाते हैं, फॉरेंसिक को लाया जाता है और कारणों की पूरी तरह से पुख्ता जाँच की जाती है। ये भी कहा जा रहा है कि वहाँ पे कुछ कार्य चल रहा था और वो कार्य में जो प्रिकॉशंस लेने चाहिए वो प्रिकॉशंस नहीं लिए गए थे। ये भी एक कारण हो सकता है इस दुर्घटना का।
Over 150 people have been injured in the Utkal Express train accident and many more of them remain critical. The injured passengers have been admitted to various hospitals in Meerut and Muzaffarnagar. Now take a look at this ground report.
Sometime before 6 p.m. on Saturday, Bhola, who was travelling from Puri to Muzaffarnagar, heard a loud sound. It sounded like a bomb blast. He fell unconscious and woke up to find himself in the hospital ward. Bhola is a construction labourer and the sole breadwinner for the family. He says the injuries could cripple him for days and add to the woes of his family.
दोनों जगह एक्सीडेंट हो गया, हम गिर पड़े, ठीक हो जाएंगे तो हम आएंगे, फिर तो हम घर आएंगे, बेटा अभी हम ठीक हैं,
Savitri Devi planned to bathe in the river Ganga in Haridwar, but she is now confined to this emergency ward. Savitri recounts the moment the train derailed and how trains looted her of her only prized possession when she was unconscious.
पूरी बात को है कि एकदम रेस चल रही थी, हम लोग बैठे थे और फिर जब एकदम खड़ार भाई गिरने लगी तो हमने कहा कि अब कहाँ जाएं, अब फिर नहीं है हमको खबर, हम तो ऐसे दूर डरे दिखाने।
All the hospitals in the adjoining districts have been put on high alert.
Total casualty जो मुझको पता लगी है। टोटल 20 डेड बॉडी हमारे पोस्टमार्टम हाउस में है, जिसमें मेरी ये 6 बॉडी भी इंक्लूडेड है। मेडिकल केयर तो हम जो भी जिसको जो जरूरत है कर रहे हैं। हमने रात ही से सब लोग हम राउंड द क्लॉक लगे हुए हैं। सारी रात हम लोग डॉक्टर सब रहे, सबके एक्सरे हुए, जिनको प्लास्टर लगना था प्लास्टर लगा, जिनको ट्रीटमेंट सब दिया जा रहा है, मेडिसिन वगैरह सब हमारे पास हैं सब।
The death toll is likely to rise further as many of the injured are in a critical condition. The centre has announced 3.5 lakh rupees ex gratia compensation for the kin of those who lost their lives, 50,000 rupees for the seriously injured and 25,000 rupees for those who suffered minor injuries.
Compensation has been announced to the next kin of the passengers who've lost their lives in this incident and also for the injured. But in the last 5 years, nearly 53% of the 586 train accidents were due to derailments. And the moot question remains whether enough is being done to avert such mishappenings. Reporting from Muzaffarnagar with camera person Sanjay Kumar, I'm Akriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
All right, let's get an update. Mr. Neeraj Sharma, who's the CRPO of Northern Railway, is now joining us on the phone line. A very good morning and thank you so much, sir, for joining us this morning. Sir, we'd like to know from you now, action has been taken against secretary level officer and 7 of the officials, and a FIR has also been lodged. First, what can we expect out of these developments? But we'd also like to know that it is really surprising that the 2 station masters said that they had no information about any repair work being carried out on the railway tracks. How do you look at that?
I would like to clarify about the restoration work. Rest has been shared by the Railway Ministry only. The track was restored in the evening only, and after OHC fitting and other things, the train movement was started on the route at 11:50 p.m. The first goods train had passed from the site, and then we have also passed the passenger train from the site at 1:30 p.m. a.m. And now other trains which were diverted from the other routes are now being run on the proper route. Initially, a caution of stop dead and 10 kmph has been imposed, and it is expected that today all the train movement which were being run from the diverted route will run from the proper route.
So you're saying that the repair work now that has been completed and the normal train movement will continue today?
Yes, yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Sharma, for joining us this morning and sharing those details on that big story. And also my colleague Akriti Mishra is now joining us. She's tracking all those developments very, very closely. We'll go back to her. But let's first hear the opposition parties who are saying that the Railway Minister Suresh Prabhu must own responsibility for the derailment. They are accusing him of a new record in laxity.
जब से श्री नरेंद्र मोदी की सरकार बनी है 2014 से 27 बड़ी रेल दुर्घटनाएं हुई हैं, जिसमें लगभग 300 से अधिक जाने गई हैं और 900 के करीब लोग गंभीरता से घायल हुए हैं। तो इसकी नैतिक जिम्मेवारी किसी की बनती है।
It's very clear that the railways have stopped spending any money, any resources, any attention for railway safety. How can the tracks are being repaired, and how can the signal be given for the train to travel and without alerting the driver? This is straightforward gross negligence.
All right, let's go to my colleague Akriti Mishra, who has been taking a look at all those developments very, very closely. A very good morning. Would like to know from you that now you know a probe has been ordered by the Commissioner as well as the railway safety into the accident. We understand that 8 officials have also been transferred. Action has been taken against them. What can we expect out of these probe and the inquiry into the accident?
Well, Aishwarya, a probe has been ordered, but imagine the pall of gloom that has descended in the lives of the families of the deceased and also the injured. Now, there were several heart-wrenching stories when I visited the hospital and also the accident site yesterday. I came across a young boy who, out of his first salary, arranged a trip for his father to Haridwar to take a dip in holy Ganges. And he only found out that his father's heart was crushed under the train accident and he died on spot. There was another old man who was tailor and the sole breadwinner of the family, and he had suffered multiple injuries, and he says he couldn't work for months together, and who would earn bread for his family. There was another family, the mother and the father. They of course had survived the accident, but their daughter had died, and also there was another couple who had suffered injuries, but their daughter had lost the limbs. So I heard them cry in one corner, and they say that she should have rather died instead of surviving, because they thought that no one would marry her now. So there were several heart-wrenching stories, Aishwarya. Of course, the government has launched a probe. It has said that laxity will not be tolerated. A probe, of course, Railway Safety Commissioner would also visit the site. But the loss that has been caused is irreparable, Aishwarya. Remember, while there is an internal committee report that says that probably the fish plate and the nuts and bolts were not properly fixed, and the train was coming at the track is maintenance, the designated speed should be around 15 kmph. So you can imagine the jump from inertia of motion to inertia of rest, and the kind of external force created, because a lot of people were telling me that it was nothing short of a massive bomb blast. So, of course, the inquiry has been launched, compensation has also been announced, but the moot question remains, what would happen to these lives that we've lost in this accident? Safety is of paramount importance, and loss of any human life is too heavy a price to pay.
Absolutely.
So let's just hope and pray that any breakthrough in railway safety is achieved and these numbers do not remain statistics in yet another rail accident in India. Aishwarya?
Absolutely. You are absolutely bang on that. And Kriti, now rescue operations ended early hours on Sunday itself, but there are many people who are injured and they remain critical. They are admitted to various hospitals in Meerut and Muzaffarnagar. Give us an update on that.
Well, Aishwarya, around the figure that we got yesterday, more than 150 people are injured and many of them remain critically injured and are in critical position. Of course, all the doctors across the districts of Meerut and Muzaffarnagar have been put on high alert. The city hospitals and the district hospitals are catering to the patients relentlessly. In fact, a very good story came through when I visited Muzaffarnagar Hospital yesterday. This is, of course, an hour of tragedy, but we also saw the human side of people, because remember, the Muzaffarnagar blood bank that has been inundated by people and by volunteers who are ready to give away blood for the victims of the train accidents. So much so that the hospital authorities had to urge the volunteers to just register, and they said that if blood would be required, they would call them on a later date. But certainly there are several injured who remain very critical. Their families have been called upon, and it was a very gloomy sight at the hospital, and we all pray for the speedy recovery of the injured and the soul of all the diseases that may rest in peace. Aishwarya?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kriti, for all those updates there from Muzaffarnagar. And on to some other news now. President Ramnath Goenka will today visit Leh to present the President's colours to the Ladakh Scouts Regimental Centre and the 5 battalions of the regiment. A function will also be attended by Army Chief General Bipin Rawat. President Goenka will also visit the Mahabodhi International Meditation Centre at Leh before returning to Delhi. Now, this will be President Goenka's first ever outside Delhi visit after taking oath as the 14th President of India. Now, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has said that demonetization has left Maoists in many parts of India and separatists in Jammu and Kashmir fund-starved. Now, speaking at a function organized by Mumbai BJP President Ashish Shekhar, Jaitley spoke on the topic New India Pledge. He said that demonetization has greatly reduced the number of protesters taking part in stone pelting in the militancy-hit state. He also said that security forces had established dominance over terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir and that the centre was firm that armed militancy must end in the border state.
डिमोनेटाइजेशन के बाद और जो कार्रवाई पिछले कुछ महीनों में एनआईए ने की है अलगाववादियों की फॉरेन फंडिंग को लेकर, उनको एक प्रकार से पैसे की दृष्टि से फंड स्टार्व किया है कि ये जो पत्थर फेंकने वालों की संख्या जो हजारों में हो जाती थी, आज वो फंड स्क्वीज इतना है कि वहां उनके लिए 25-50 लोग भी इकट्ठे कर पाना कठिन हो चुका है।
In fact, Home Minister Rajnath Singh also reiterated the same point. He said that incidents of stone pelting in Jammu and Kashmir have reduced because of the efforts of the National Investigation Agency. Now, speaking at a function on Sunday to inaugurate the new office and residential complex of the NIA in Lucknow, Rajnath Singh said that NIA strikes fear in those indulging in terror funding. He suggested that the high rate of conviction by the NIA would help in tackling terrorism. Singh also said that it was the sources of fake currency and terror funding are plunged. It will be a big blow to terrorism. The Home Minister's comments came at a time when NIA has launched a crackdown against separatists in Kashmir as a part of a terror funding probe. 7 people were arrested on 24th of July on charges that they were allegedly receiving funds from Pakistan to sponsor alleged terror activities and stone attacks on the forces in the Kashmir Valley.
जम्मू कश्मीर ने जिस प्रकार की भूमिका NIA ने निभाई है, स्टोन पेल्टिंग की जो वहां पर घटनाएं बड़ी तादाद में होती थी, उनमें भी भारी कमी आई है। हम लोगों ने भी संकल्प ले रखा है कि भारत की सुरक्षा का जहां तक प्रश्न है, उसके लिए जितना कठोरता के साथ कदम उठाना चाहिए वो उतनी कठोरता के साथ हम लोग कदम उठाएंगे, लेकिन इस चुनौती को हम स्वीकार करेंगे और स्वीकार किया है हम लोगों ने।
And Prime Minister Narendra Modi and BJP President Amit Shah will today meet the 13 BJP Chief Ministers and 6 Deputy Chief Ministers. The meeting is to take stock of the development and social welfare work being done in their states. And besides Amit Shah, a few senior cabinet ministers will also be present. Now, this will be Prime Minister Modi's third meeting with chief ministers after the BJP swept to power in the 2014 Lok Sabha elections, but the first such exercise since the party formed a government in Bihar by joining hands with the JDU. The chief ministers are likely to give presentations of the schemes and the models undertaken by their respective governments. They are also expected to brief for the leaders about the implementation of the centre's flagship schemes in their states. Now on to the flood situation in various states across the country. In Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, the situation remains grim. Lakhs of people are being affected in both these states. At least 253 people died in Bihar, whereas 69 died in Uttar Pradesh. Now, the NDRF and the army have been pressed into service to evacuate those stranded. Unprecedented heavy rains have unleashed floods, wreaking havoc in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. In Bihar, the flood situation has further deteriorated. At least 253 people have lost their lives and nearly 1.3 crore people have been hit in around 20 districts. The Indian Army and teams of State Disaster Relief Force have stepped up rescue operations to evacuate thousands of people displaced by the deluge. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar undertook an aerial survey of flood-affected areas of East Champaran, Sitamarhi, Shior, Muzaffarpur and Patna districts on Sunday. 28 National Disaster Response Force teams comprising 1,152 personnel with 118 boats are involved in rescue and relief operations. Meanwhile, in Uttar Pradesh, at least 69 people have died due to floods. Over 20 lakh people are affected across 24 districts due to the deluge. According to the Central Water Commission, Sharda, Ghagra, Rapti, Budhi Rapti, Rohin and Kuano are flowing above the danger mark at several places.
भीषण बाढ़ है जो खतरे के निशान से लाल त्रिकोण निशान जो है खतरे के निशान से काफी आगे बढ़ रही है। हर एक घर द्वार में पानी जम गया है।
Indian Army and teams of NDRF and SDRF have stepped up relief and rescue operations to evacuate thousands of people displaced by the floods. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. Now, campaigning for the Assembly by-poll constituencies will end today. Voting will be held on 23rd of August for the by-elections for the two constituencies of Panaji and Valpoi in Goa and one each in Delhi's Bhavana and Andhra Pradesh's Nandyal district. In Goa, Chief Minister Manohar Parrikar is contesting from Panaji constituency and he has pitted against Congress's Girish Chandokar and Anand Shirodkar of Goa Suraksha Manch. In Valpoi, BJP candidate Vishwajit Rani is contesting against Congress's Roy Naik. Bhavana Bypole is witnessing a direct fight between three major political parties, the Aam Aadmi Party's Ramchandra, BJP's Ved Prakash and the Congress's Surendra Kumar. In Nandyal, it is a direct contest between Chief Minister and ruling Telugu Desam parties and YS Jagan Mohan Reddy's YSR Congress. The counting of votes will take place on 28th of August. Now an update on the likely AIADMK merger. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister E.K. Palaniswamy has expressed confidence that the O. Paneerselvam-led AIADMK PTA would soon merge with the AIADMK's Amma party. He said that the differences of opinion among the two offshoots of the parent party, the AIADMK, would be removed after the talks. O. Paneerselvam also indicated that there are consultations between the two factions for a possible merger. At the Chennai airport last evening, he said in a few days a good news would emerge. Both the factions are expected to announce their merger on Friday. They were expected to announce their merger on Friday night. However, the O. Paneerselvam faction could not arrive at a consensus, apparently due to lack of differences among its senior functionaries.
இணைப்பு குறித்தான பேச்சுவார்த்தை நிறைவு பெற்று கூடிய விரைவில் நல்ல செய்தி முதலில் உங்களை சேரும்.
The joint entrance examination for the prestigious All India Institute of Technology will go completely online from 2018. Now this comes after the Joint Admission Board, which is the policy-making body on IIT admissions, held a meeting in Chennai on Sunday. The move aims to make logistics and evaluations easier. In the online mode, students will take up the examination at designated centers where they need to answer the questions on a computer instead of using paper and pen. At present, OMR sheets are being used. The Ministry of Human Resource Development had earlier introduced the option of taking the joint entrance examination mains online. Let's get you some international news now. Investigations are continuing on two Spanish terror attacks last week. Now, police are still hunting for the driver of the van that killed dozens of people on Barcelona's Las Ramblas, killing 13 people. Now, police have not ruled out the possibility that he could have slipped onto the border into France. Meanwhile, police also say that the terror cell that carried out attacks had collected 120 gas canisters and it was planning to use them in vehicle attacks. Now, canisters were found at a house said to be used by the cell that blew up in the town of Alcanar on Wednesday night. Police say that the accidental explosion had forced the conspirators to scale down their plan and to hurriedly carry out a more rudimentary attack. In addition to the 13 killed on Thursday afternoon in Las Ramblas, a woman died in the second vehicle attack early on Friday in the town of Cambrils. Now, 5 suspected jihadists were shot dead by the police in this second attack. Islamic State said that it carried out the Las Ramblas attack and it also claimed responsibility for the Cambrils attack on Saturday. On Sunday, a mass was held in Barcelona to mourn the victims.
Nosotros facilitamos a los cuerpos policiales del Estado que tienen las labores de control de las fronteras, concretamente la Guardia Civil, pero lo hicimos también con Policía Nacional, las identidades de las personas, con lo cual se han hecho los filtros necesarios. Eso no.
Let's get you some more international news now. Here is the World Wrap. A total solar eclipse with a path that crosses the US from coast to coast will be visible today. The historic event has been called the Great American Eclipse. It marks the first time since 1979 that a total solar eclipse will be visible from the contiguous United States. During the total eclipse, which begins in Oregon, the moon will completely block the sun and travel diagonally across the country until it reaches South Carolina. At least 27 Indians, including 5 women, have been arrested for overstaying their tourist visas in Sri Lanka. The Immigration Department's investigation unit had been on a lookout for visa overstayers in the northern province. Most of the 27 Indian nationals were arrested in Jaffna and they will soon be deported. Nepal's agitating party, Rashtriya Janata Party Nepal, which has been demanding a constitutional amendment for long, will participate in the third round of the local level elections. The party had boycotted the first and the second phase of local level elections, citing non-fulfillment of their key political demands, which includes more political representation to the Madheshis. Thousands of supporters of 3 jailed young democracy activists took to the streets in Hong Kong on Sunday to protest their sentences. 3 leaders of the 2014 Umbrella Movement rallies were sentenced to 6 to 8 months in jail on Thursday for their role in a protest that sparked the months-long demonstrations calling for democratic reforms. Rights groups and activists called the case against the trio as political persecution. On to cricket now. The Indian cricket team achieved victory over Sri Lanka in the opening ODI of the 5-match series at the Dambulla International Stadium in Sri Lanka. India won the match by 9 wickets. Shikhar Dhawan hit his 11th ODI 100, for which he was awarded the Man of the Match title. Kohli crossed a 50 for 44th time in the format. Now, Lanka's last 9 wickets fell down in the span of just 77 runs. Lanka needs 2 more wins to confirm their spot in the 2019 ODI World Cup.
The way I played in my debut match in Test cricket and the Galle match, I played quite similarly and trying to keep repeating the same mantra for myself.
Am I angry with players? Absolutely not. Our players work as hard as anyone can ask of them. They've been superb. So we probably didn't read the situation well enough. Yeah, there were some execution issues as well.
And World Wrestling Championships will begin in Paris today. All eyes will be on India's Rio Games bronze winner in 58 kilograms, Sakshi Malik, who bagged a silver medal at the Asian Championship in May after climbing up a division to 60 category. However, qualified in the same category for this championships, now Sakshi would be hoping to do one better when she takes on the mat on Thursday in the women's wrestling competition. In the men's freestyle, bronze medalist of the 2013 Budapest edition, Bajrang, would be eyeing a gold this time, with his confidence high after finishing on top of the podium at the Asian Championship. Now, India have had some success at the World Wrestling Championships in the past, having won 11 medals, including 1 gold and 2 silvers. That's it from me and my team in this edition of News. Thanks for watching. Have a great day ahead.